Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Vlad, and you're watching the All Tanks, All Tens Mega Series, where I take every tank spec from character creation to doing all tens in the War Within Season 3. We're currently working on Prot Paladin. Our Prot Paladin Dad Stash is very happy to see you, and he's called Dad Stash because of the beanie. You know how it goes. Anyway, what is on the agenda today? We're going to open up all the vaults. We're going to do some delves so we can get some gilded crests and whatnot, and a hero piece, and then we're going to do a +8. If there's parts of that don't interest you all that much, well, you can skip ahead using the chapters in the description, or just by checking the progress bar and seeing where different sections of the video start. Now, to explain in more detail, I'm going to open up all of my vaults on different characters first, and then last is going to be Dad Stash, just because I feel like that's fun, and Danny likes to see what I get in the vaults, so this way she can enjoy that. I'm probably not going to loot anything from Dad Stash's vault, because I want to see what hero piece I get from the delves, and then I'll decide what hero pieces or what pieces of gear I'm going to use in the catalyst to get my 4-set, because we're going to get 4-set now. And then once I have the 4-set and the delves done and the vault claimed and all of that good stuff, what we're going to do is we're going to do a +8 key. That's the plan for today, because I've done all the 6s on stream. We did the hauls as part of as the first video, and then we did the rest of them on stream just to have all the 6s done. So in this video, maybe potentially, I find that unlikely. Let's take a look at MPG. If I do my shittiest key, which is Arakara apparently, and do that at +8, yeah, we don't get enough rating, but maybe I do 2 keys and get 2k rating this video. That could be cool. I'll decide that when we get to the point where I'm actually doing a key, because I'll have to do a lot of delves and stuff, so I might not have much time. And I did just finish talking to LB Ninja about the series we're going to do after we're both done with our current series. So that's something fun for you guys to look forward to. If you're not familiar, LB Ninja is a healer player on NA, so it'll be an NA series. It'll be fun. Anyway, that's enough yappage. Let's get to some vaults, but not on this character. Dad Stash will be last. The first character is Derek, the Fury Warrior. Currently my main, my highest rated character. So 3k, 3043 rating. It was really fun to do that. You seem to have gotten a bit more rating because 12s now, I think, give 5 more rating than they used to. So I got a bunch of extra 5 ratings, 40 rating in total to be correct. So I went from 3003 rating to 3043 rating thanks to that. Anyway, let's open up the vault. We're generating loot for arms because we want 2-hand weapons. If you're Fury, you can get 1-hand weapons, so you don't want that. And we only did 110 apparently, and we got a chest piece, unfortunately. We already have a chest piece, so this is not particularly useful to me. But I guess I'll grab 2 of these, and maybe eventually I'll rack up enough of these Algari tokens of merit to get myself a socket for like a helmet or a belt or something like that. We'll see. And the next character is Eldarinth, our human druid from the series, actually. All tanks, all tens. We're gonna generate some loot for Guardian. I think I did a few 10s. I think I even did a 12 and stuff, so I should be good here. I did it for the shocking stream. So we have the Bloodstained Memento, which is crit verse. That is not that bad. It's a good chunk of versatility, and I think I'm a bit lower on the versatility than I am on haste. Let's take a quick look. 28k haste. Okay, yeah, I think we want that necklace. Let's be real here. I think I want that necklace, even though I did just get that this hero necklace with haste verse. I feel like this is not a bad idea. Look how much haste I have. I probably have too much, and a bit of crit wouldn't hurt either because I only have like 4k, so I think this is a really good choice. We have myth pants up from champion though. Up from champion might be the play, and this is a hero ring, so I don't care. So the question is, do I change up my stats a little bit with this myth necklace, or do I go for the myth pants? I think the myth pants will be a better overall upgrade if we can catalyze them. I know I was excited about the stat changes I can do with this, but I can do even better stat changes if I just craft myself the jewelry. I have full control and I can recraft it if I need to. So I think I'm gonna go for these pants. I'm just excited about pants, man. I love pants. Pantaloons are the best. Okay, anyway, let's get these pants and move on. I'll go catalyze them real quick because otherwise I'll forget. But on to the next character, which is the Finder the Seeker, or VDH, that gets stuck at entrances because his bird is too big. Anyway, this is from the series as well. This is our previous character before Dad Stash. So let's take a look at Vengeance loot. What can we get? We have a Myth Solia's Secret Technique, which supposedly people have told me is pretty dang good. We have Myth Gloves up from Champion. That's kind of, I'm already leaning towards that. And we have Myth Boots that are not the raid boots, so I don't care. I genuinely, like, the raid boots is what you want to go for if you want to really deck out a character. Some veteran crap, hero, I don't care. We want this myth upgrade for our hands. The trinkets, I don't care so much about Celia's Sacred Technique. Sure, it might sim the best and might be one of the better trinkets, but I prefer the more defensive trinkets because I'm not very good at living. But also I prefer these myth gloves over my 4 out of 8 champion gloves. So we're gonna go ahead and grab that. That is juicy. And now it's time to check on Dad's Stash. We might not take what we see in the vault on Dad's Stash because we have some other options for gearing, and then we'll commit to something from Dad's Stash's vault in a bit. Now for Dad's Stash, what we're really hoping for is a hero piece, tier set piece from the dungeon track, right? From the dungeon row of vault stuff, because we get higher item level from that. Because we did 6s. So yeah, there we go. That's perfect. Okay, we have the gloves, which is crit mastery. That's not bad. We have the shoulders, which are haste versatility. That's also not horrible. And we have hero boots. We have a hero helmet. We have a hero feet boots again. And we have a hero void fragment, which we don't really care about. So for sure, what we're going to take is one of these two. The question is which. Now, I have champion gloves and I have hero shoulders. Out of these two, I would take the hero gloves, because then I can tierify the hero shoulders. But I'm not going to take anything yet because I can get a hero piece from doing delves. The way we're going to do that is we're going to go over here. We're going to take one of these bad boys, put it in our inventory, and then we're going to summon in Kaiveza for the guaranteed Delver's Bounty. And once we use up the Delver's Bounty and finish the delve, we're going to get ourselves a juicy hero piece. We will also get, and I'll point that out, enough Gilded Crests to make ourselves a 720 item level piece of gear, which is going to be awesome because I already have the Spark of Starlight ready from last week. So we're just going to craft a whole 720 piece to replace something that we have. I'm not sure what yet, but we'll see. But just to explain a bit, if you're not familiar with it, tier 11 delves done on Bountiful will give you a Gilded Stash. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So the first 3 delves that you do at tier 11 every week will give you Gilded Stash, which contains 7 Gilded Crests. So doing that is very, very useful. You actually don't even need to use a key for that because it's a separate thing on the ground. It's not the Bountiful coffer that you have to open to get that. So you don't even need the keys anymore. And then of course, Delver's Bounty not only gives you the hero piece, it gives you 10 more Gilded Crests. So tier 11 delves plus Delver's Bounty, 3 of them a week, can net you 31 Gilded Crests total, which is pretty dang good. And pretty time efficient if you have a geared character. Anyway, let's get into this. Let's open up some loot, which is what you're going to see next through the magic of editing. And that's the boss defeated. Let's go and open up our loot. So as per usual, there is a method to this. We first collect all of the gold, like so. We just make sure we run over it. There are no mislaid curiosities, which would be the next step. I do not see any on the ground or any of the containers or anything. Then we go left Bountiful Heavy Trunk. We got our first delve of the week key. We go right Bountiful Heavy Trunk. We get the Nemesis Strongbox. You would get Flickering Spoils before the Nemesis Strongbox if you had one. Then we get Gilded Stash. Then we get Bountiful Coffer. And of course, last but definitely not least, the Hidden Trove, which we're here for primarily. And we get Hero Gloves, actually. Hero Gloves. A direct upgrade to our current gloves, which means we're probably gonna get... we might still go for the hero gloves from the vault. We'll see. But hero glove upgrade, very nice. Let's quickly fix our transmog. There we go. Got to get the gloves off. We also got Warbound Veteran gloves plate. I don't really care about those. And we got champion shoulders, which are not useful to us because we have hero shoulders. Very cool. Do we have an ethereal gauze? No, a symbiotic ether gauze. Ooh, I really, really, really like this trinket. It's really good for your survivability. Well, actually, I might get enough undercoins from just doing my delves to get this, so I don't have to transfer any from other characters. So we're going to do that because that vendor, he has loot that changes every day. There's 5 different permutations of loot that he has, and he shows up once you have enough Delver's Journey completed. I think it's, yeah, Ethereal Visit, Zahran. Once you get to tier 3, he shows up in tier 9 and above. So it's a good way to get trinkets. It's what I do on every character is I buy delve trinkets. Wanted to turn in this quest. This alone should actually give me enough. Yeah, it gives me enough undercoin on this character to get that in the next delve I do. So let's go do that. Oh boy, okay. These bosses on tier 11 take a while to kill without tier set, I'm gonna be honest with you. My DPS is not that great, and Brand's kind of slacking. Here the Hatterang does damage, but outside of that, he doesn't really do any. Anyway, as per usual, we must collect the gold first. There we go, there's all the gold. Then we must collect the mislaid curiosities. There seems to only be 1. No, there's 2. I see one over here. I see it on the minimap, these little like eye things. Okay, there we go. Left Bountiful, right Bountiful, Nemesis Strongbox, Gilded Stash, and Bountiful Coffer. Not really excited about anything from these. Oh, there's a Nethergate. Cool. Yeah, I don't really care. Little bag of gold. That's also nice. But what we really, really want is some Zig-a-Zig Ah. We want to get ourselves a Symbiotic Ethergauze. What we really wanted from all of that was the Gilded Stash. Because now we're at 70 Gilded Ethereal Crests. I could go and craft. I don't really have to keep doing this, but I'm going to do one more for good measure. And this trinket is probably going to replace my Void Touched Fragment once I upgrade it a bit to be the same item level. So that's kind of nice. The Ethergauze, by the way, amazing, amazing survivability trinket. Cannot recommend it enough, especially if you're struggling at all to live, or even if you just want the extra security and comfort that it can bring. Cannot recommend Symbiotic Ethergauze enough. It is so freaking good. I've been kind of running it on every tank until I get something a lot better. Anyway, one more delve. One more delve. And all of us done. Time to collect the final Gilded Stash and be done with delves on this character, basically. Unless I keep playing Dad Stash, who knows? Bran, if you will. There you go. Good job. Thank you. Good man. Or dwarf, sorry. As per usual, we collect the gold. There are no mislaid curiosities, so we go left Bountiful Heavy Trunk, right Bountiful Heavy Trunk, Flickering Spoils, a very poor Nemesis Strongbox because this delve sucks, Gilded Stash, and Bountiful Coffer, of course. We got ourselves a Champion Helmet. Don't really care about the Champion Helmet. And we've already bought the Ethergauze from Zaran, so we don't need to even check this, but I opened it up because why not? Actually, can I sell you stuff? Oh yeah, nice. Let's sell them all the shit we don't need. So we've gotten what we're gonna get from the vaults. Sorry, not the vaults, the delves. Now it's time to open up the vault, and well, we've already opened it up. The question is, will we be grabbing the gloves or the shoulders? Our shoulders are already upgraded, so we don't get much out of getting the hero shoulders. Our gloves are 1 out of 6, and we would get 3 out of 6 if we grabbed this. I could go for the helmet and then spend 4 catalyst charges on 4 hero pieces. But, let's take a quick look at what the helmet and which stat, like what the stats are on each item. So helmet gives us low haste, high mastery. It's not exactly amazing. Shoulder gives haste mastery. Chest gives crit haste. Chest would be the best thing to terrify for sure. Hands are also decent. And then legs are kind of the worst thing. But legs, we don't really care about all that much. So I'm thinking. We grab this helmet. We spend 4 catalyst charges, because we just got the 4th one with this reset, on hero pieces. And then we craft ourselves some legs, because those give the worst stats for Prot Paladin. I'm thinking, I think that's actually the play, man. I think that's actually the play, because this way I can have full hero. Even though these are tier pieces that I don't have to catalyze, I don't really care. I'll get more catalyst charges eventually, but what I won't get is well, what I will get is more hero pieces. But I just, I want it right now, man. Or do I save a catalyst charge in case I get a myth piece? That's kind of a long-term thing, and this is a short-term character, so I don't know, man. There is joy being sparked by upgrading my helmet to hero. So I think, you know what? It's gonna cost me a catalyst charge, but we're gonna go for this Secret Dredger's helm. And we're just going to upgrade that. We're going to catalyze that. And that's going to be it. That's just how the cookie will crumble. And then we're going to craft pants because our pants are 4 out of 8 champion. Usually you shouldn't craft like tierifiable slots. But honestly, it's not a bad thing if that's your worst tier slot. You need 4 out of the 5 tier slots to get your tier set. So it's not a big deal if the worst tier slot is what you end up making a crafted item for. Okay, helmet, shoulder, chest piece, and gloves. There we go. That's 4 set right there. Now, Dad Stash is looking a little bit too fancy for my liking here. So what we're going to do is we're going to summon in our mount, our trusty Grizzly Hills Packmaster, and we're going to fix our transmog. Very nice. Now, the question is, will we be switching away from Templar? I don't know, man. I think not yet. I think for this video, I'm going to continue using Templar. And then when we get into the stream today, when I'll be farming some 8s and stuff, I will probably just go ahead and switch to, what's it called? Lightsmith, and get some practice in. So I'm not learning on a video. I don't like doing that. It feels bad. So yeah, let's upgrade the Ethergauze to however much we can and use that to replace our Void Touched Fragment. So we do have some Ruined Crests from doing the delves and stuff and from doing the 6s yesterday. I think what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade whatever hero pieces we can. So the helmet that we just got, we want to upgrade that to 4 out of 6. The gloves we got, we can get to 3 out of 6. So that's a nice upgrade. And that brings us to 701 item level. It bumped us up 1 item level. That's nice. We're probably close to 702, I would guesstimate. But I think we might reach that, or maybe even 703 when we craft ourselves these pants. So we're going to go over here. We're going to buy the Gilded Crest. And if you're curious on how crafting works, I do have a guide on my channel that goes from start to finish what you need to do to be able to craft. So if you want to check that out, go to the channel videos and look for it.
A few moments later.
There they are, the new pantaloons. That is a lot of more oh goodness, 18k stamina? That's stupid, bro. It is 29 item levels, I guess, so it kind of makes sense. All right, let's equip those. Let's enchant those or whatever with the Stormbound armor kit, and then let's fix this this whole dress situation we've got going on with the transmog. There we go. 703 item level. Like I said, not only 702, but all the way up to 703 item level. I think at this point we're kind of chilling for the rest of the series. We're gonna get some more upgrades. Actually, we can get one more upgrade from just using Gilded Crest. That's kind of cool. Let's do that. Actually, no, I probably shouldn't. I should save that up for when I can recraft, because I think recrafting might be the best bang for my buck, as it were. So let's just save up a little bit. But that is awesome. All right, now that's the gearing for this episode for the reset. So let's jump into a +8 key. What dungeon haven't I done in a while on the videos? I'm gonna have to actually take a look at my channel. I just don't remember off the top of my head. Ironically, we haven't done streets for the first series of the All Tanks All Tens. Streets, we did streets a whole bunch of times. So let's look for a streets 8 to 8. Is there one? Okay, yeah, maybe that maybe that's not really gonna work out. Oh, never mind, there is one. Perfect. These guys are looking for just a tank that. Okay, they're back. Okay, let's apply again. Please. Oh yes, tank privilege. Let's go, baby. Okay, here we go with a Voidbound Tyrannical +8 Streets of whatever the heck. Streets of Wonder, that's what it was. So I asked the group to bloodlust the second pull because I'm gonna go big for it. With Paladin, I feel like I have enough interrupts to make a difference. And with the I'm gonna pull triple, what are they called? Triple caster. It's not safe to do this unless you know your group can handle the interrupts, which can be a lot because they do spam bolts over and over again. So I did communicate that with my group. Hopefully the group can sort of do that with me. I forgot that I now have 2 Hammers of Light that I can use back to back. So that's nice. I got the tier set now and I forgot about it. But yes, that is what I'm going to be doing. Just mashing those out. Okay, and the group is they gave me lead, said the lead is yours, Tanky. So I said thanks, champ. To gotta play into the role of Dad Stash after all. All right, and we're bloodlusting this. Should I take Zoran? Should I take? I'm gonna take Zoran with this. You know what? These guys are beasts. They're gonna be able to handle this just fine. I'm gonna blind here for the interrupts. You have a beam coming down. We're going to try and keep interrupting these. Fluke goes down, but we're going to give him a thingy thing with the stuffy stuff. We're going to CR here because this is still a nasty pull. We want to make sure that we have as many people up for this as possible. There we go. We have interrupts still going. I can kick this guy, and then I'm going to look for an interrupt on this guy. Okay, we got the interrupts. We got enough of them. Very nasty pull. We're standing in the middle of some crap here. The beam did actually tick on me. I wasn't looking for that because there's a lot to pay attention to, and I'm commentating, so that doesn't help. But that worked out better than I expected it to. We lost a reincarn and we lost a CR of mine, but I really don't mind at all. We're going to send out a couple of judgments that were up to no good, and we're going to drag this into boss because he started making trouble in my neighborhood. Here's our second hammer right on top of that. Look at that, beautiful. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hey, dumbass, Lightsmith is way better. And it probably is, but I did not feel like figuring out how it works. I'm going to do that later today on the stream. Ooh, our friend. Luckily it's a different shaman, so he has his reincarnation up so he can live. I think he tried to line of sight it, and that didn't really work out in his favor, I don't think. Now maybe I should not mash the what are they called? The hammers. Maybe I should save one for a little bit, because then I can have much better uptime on the what is this thing called? Now, if I had spell warding, I could immune that, and I probably should have spell warding at least for this dungeon. Just for this thing. And now we switch to the emissary. We're going to keep standing here because we're close to the range now. If we're close to the range, it makes it easier for them to actually avoid the boss's frontal, because if they're really far away, it's very hard to move out of the giant cone that it is. See there, that guy probably has to run a whole bunch just to get out of it. All right, so many hammers of light with this tier set, it's kind of ridiculous. I think we're gonna have pretty good uptime on Shake the Heavens now, so that is gonna be real nice. Okay, I'm a little overwhelmed, and you can probably tell from the commentary, but I think we're big chilling now. Interrogation goes down on this person. We're going to run over to where they are immediately so that we can help them out like this. I'm gonna pop wings and put down consecration to buff up our damage. And there we go. We're going to give a off heal here, and we have an IF tier ready to give us another hammer, or another couple of hammers, which is wonderful. We're going to drop the second hammer. We have a third hammer. I mean, we're really hammering this guy, if you get what I mean. All right, that is really nice. People avoid the frontal. Very well done. And now people are getting disarmed, which is the healer, and 1 DPS gets disarmed. Ooh, that was kind of scary. That guy's really close to those ads that I left up because we don't need them for percent. So I'm a little bit curious as to how that's going to go. Irem is going to feign death, and then this person has to deal with interrogation. We're going to hammer the emissary. I have tier into another hammer on the cell. Do we finish off boss? I should probably finish off boss. Boss is lower HP. Let's finish off boss, and then let's off heal here, off heal here. And we're just going to pull these 2 overseers on their own. I don't need to pull, I can't drag them into anything. So I'm just going to pull them right here. And this will give us plenty of space to navigate towards the exit, which is where we want to go. So here comes 1 slicer right on top of them, both of them right on top of them. That's wonderful. We're going to pop the next ones. I'll try to keep melee sort of like here-ish so that there's like space here to go through. We have a survival hunter, so we do have someone other than me in melee, which is nice, I guess. I don't have to be all lonely sitting here with the pets just nibbling at them. All right, there's another beam splicer. One's over here, so we have a safe spot here. I'm moving things out of earthquakes, but it's just 2 mobs, so I'm not too worried about it. And it's not like I have much of a choice, man. I just gotta move. Otherwise, the bean splicer, I keep calling it bean splicer for some reason. It's gonna splice my beans, bro. I don't like that. I'm gonna ping that I'm going to these guys. The ping sound is very loud for some reason, and we're going to go ahead and wait to get yoinked back. There we go. I'm gonna get rooted here after the splicer. I'm gonna use my freedom just to make sure that I don't have to worry about that. We're gonna make sure that we have aggro on these. Our thing goes down. We're gonna taunt the emissary to stack it on top of everything else. Oh damn, one of our hunters is just popping off crazy. Doing crazy damage to it, so I couldn't. We're going to kick this one. We're going to target the other one now. Lockdown goes down. I don't have freedom for a couple of seconds. And this one gets interrupted by our thing. I don't know where the bean is. I can't really see it. The beans, no! Preach waking up from a nightmare be like... Not the beans. Okay, anyway, yeah, this guy's charging down. I don't have to worry about him. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, stand here for a second. When I see this /say chat line, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on, because what that say line means, this one right here, it means that the inside over there, the boss RP has started, which means we can oh, what the heck? What? Huh? That looks so weird. Sorry, but the RP has started, which means we're ready to fight the boss as soon as we get in there after we kill these trash mobs. That's a nice little way to speed up this run. Okay, I was so confused. One of the Nightclaws jumped over there and like snapped back or something. It was so weird, man. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe that didn't actually happen. Maybe it was all in my head. But yeah, let's send out a couple of judgments on these guys. Let's hit them with a hammer as soon as they're in range. There we go, and we can just keep going. We're gonna mash Blessed Hammer as we keep going. Maybe I should have saved that hammer. Whatever. I'll have IF tier soon. We're trying to prolong our thingy with this stuff, but it doesn't really matter. We're gonna jump in and fight. The hunters are outside. I'm just gonna start this now. They have some time before the door closes. Hopefully that hunter hurries up and doesn't get locked out. They do not. Wonderful. They're busy mashing the bejesus out of these mobs, which is not what they should be doing. I'm going to use the defensives and just keep standing in this. Beastkeepers will soon, when this cooldown here finishes, they will start doing their little circle thing where they get a defensive. This one got interrupted instantly by a stun totem. I don't care about this one because he's not on top of anything and he's not really being cleaved. I'm going to continue standing in this. The melee probably doesn't appreciate that, and the healer probably doesn't appreciate that because I dipped a little bit low from that. But let's finally use Eye of Tyr like I said I would and do some real damage. Now here comes the big guy, the one that mashes the bejesus out of you as the tank. He has a really strong tank buster where he hits you a bunch of times. so I got to be careful about that. I'm going to go ahead and use a stun on this Peacekeeper. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to look to heal myself when he does the flagellation thing. So before he even does it. Why? Because then what I can do is... Oh god, I'm going to have to bubble here just to live. Alcrex is down. The venting protocol is going out. Emissary is down. This is going a little bit sideways. I don't know what it is about this boss, but I always kind of have a hard time with it. Anyway, so what I was trying to say, I was trying to be a little bit more nuanced, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get my block chance up from using Word of Glory. When you use Word of Glory on anyone, including yourself, you get a block chance increase of 30% thanks to this talent. So we want to have that running for when he starts doing his flagellation protocol or whatever. The other boss is coming in here in a second. This guy dies in the corner, which is good. We're going to taunt over here because there was someone right on top of the boss that started getting smacked. Nanook can use a disengage to get out of that. Disengage. Just disengage, bro. I don't want to use my freedom on him just because he can disengage to get out of that. Okay, and I think it's time for some damn here. All right, let's go. I can get hit by that swirly. It doesn't really do anything to me, or the thing. Tarful is going to get my freedom because when I use freedom, it removes roots and snares, and then that completely just removes the chains and we can stay on the boss. Now I won't have that for another person, but hopefully it's a hunter that gets it, because if the hunter gets it, they can just disengage and completely negate that mechanic. Double hammer for the emissary. We're going to use a defensive. Triple hammer for the emissary. This one's not making it out alive, that's for sure. And chains goes out on Floof. We should help them out so they don't get destroyed by the thingy. I'm trying to not get too close so I don't hit them with this swirly thing on me. That thing does actually hurt quite a bit, and that's gold fuse down and the boss dead. Very nice. I like this group. They're really good. Other than not disengaging out of the thing. But who cares when you can kill it real quick, right? All right, let's mount up over here. Or let's get in the driver's seat, I guess. It's not really much of a mount. But hopefully nobody body pulls these. I've had that happen recently. Just got to hug the wall real tight. Hug it like your firstborn, you know? And Wise Guy over there is going to get a shield to the dome. I'm going to ping over here. All right, let's do this. We're going to blind to remove those Peacekeepers circles. And standing over there is a bit dangerous, just a tiny bit dangerous, because there's a stealthed mob over there that can sometimes just sneak up on you and take you out. So it's around here-ish. You got to be a little bit careful about it. So that's like positioning over here is a little bit risky. But we'll see if it aggroes, we just hit it and we're good. Gotta be careful about this group of mobs. And now it's just these guys. I'm gonna stun this guy that's still left. He has more HP, so I wanted to stun him because I don't have my blind, and we're good. All right, I'm gonna ping right here. And I'm going to go over here and activate this RP when she starts speaking. I know I have. Okay, we're going to mount up. We're going to grab this Peacekeeper, go inside, and pull a bunch of stuff. I'm going to ping here yet again. It's really loud for me for some reason. The emissary is there, but the DPS can take care of the emissary. We're going to use a big defensive here. I'm going to use Divine Toll on everything that's here. Hopefully it doesn't pull boss. It does not pull boss, and we're big chilling. Okay, Peacekeeper's inside doing his thing. We're going to stun him because it's off cooldown. Emissary kind of ran in with me. We kind of need to kill it. I'm going to try and hammer it down. Hammer time. Almost. So small DR goes out on the enemies. I don't know how much percent, but the emissary was low HP-ish when it expired and buffed the enemies, so it can't be too bad. Also need to be a little bit more careful about my damage intake, although it's not fortified, so I'm not too scared. I did use a defensive just to make sure that I stay nice and healthy. All right, spam filter did not manage to interrupt that. I would have loved to do so because it reduces the damage being done to whatever the target of spam filter is. All right, we have lust available, and the group wanted to lust the boss here. I might bop myself. No, I'm not going to bop myself. The reason I'm thinking about bopping myself after the combat ends, not during combat, is because of this bleed, but I should be okay. We're going to go ahead and oh, there's one worker. We're just going to pull the worker with this. It's okay. He lived through the chaos over there, but the bop would have removed those bleeds, so it would have been kind of useful. But here, when someone gets the circle that you have to soak, not these little circles, but the big circle, you can actually bop them, and it completely removes that circle from the game. So Floof here, we're going to bop them. See, no circle. It's gone. We don't have to worry about that. We don't have to stack. We don't have to take that damage. Everything is big chillin'. I could have used it on a more opportune situation where, I don't know, people have dots or people are kind of low HP, so it might be more value, but overall I feel like this was fine. Emissary needs to get taken care of. I'm going to try and take care of some of these mail thingies, briefcases. That's what they're called. That's IF tier. I'm trying really hard, but unfortunately it did not get killed. I should have done a little bit more damage. Trying to soak at least a little bit. Those kind of areas can kind of go through because we've already lost a good section of space there. I'm doing some op heals here on whoever's lowest. People can step into it. Thyrim is going to solo soak it. No, don't. Just don't go on him because he's going to use his immunity to soak that on his own. I saw people running after him, but I think they realized that he wanted to solo soak it because he can immune it. All right, I'm going to just ping it here. There's one right here that I can grab and just yeet in there. Let's heal ourselves, make sure we're healthy. IF tier should go out. Are there any more briefcases? No, it seems to be fine, and we can focus back on the boss. All right, nice. Very nice. Well handled by this group. I saw earlier also that people were letting me soak it. When they saw me in it, they just let me soak it. This person, Thyrim, great gameplay right there. Because I've seen people just run into it, not looking whether someone else is in it or not. And that can lead to two people having the stack, like a stack of the debuff, rather than just one person having the debuff, making it more difficult for the healer. It especially sucks when people decide to soak what the tank is soaking, and the tank can clearly take the most damage, right? Because, you know, it's the whole idea. We just stay on boss now, I think, because he's going to die before we need to take care of those briefcases. And that is Mailman done. So this group was really great because they just decided to let the tank do his thing, which is tank damage, you know? They let me soak rather than me having to move out of it so that the healer only has to heal them. Although the healer doesn't really have to heal me. Anyway, the whole point is it doesn't really matter. We're going to IF tier here for the AoE damage, and then let's see, where do I need to go? I need to go in that direction. We definitely have aggro on all of these, so we're just going to move on. All right, consecration now and open the trade, get the items over there, and we have a divine toll here for aggro on these guys. That should be good enough. Where is the last trader? Over there in that direction. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I healed myself while I was at full health. Why? Because it gives me block chance. Remember that one really useful talent that we have. Here, the aggro is a bit iffy, so I got to focus in and make sure I hit the with shields of the thing. Shields of righteousness. I did use a defensive here. Going to use a self heal, top myself off, and make sure that I live. All right, cool. This is good. This is going really nicely. Hard switching to the emissary. Hard switching to the emissary. Do not want more issues with the emissary. It's been buffing a lot of enemies because people don't instantly switch to it. And that's kind of what you have to do, unfortunately. But hey, man, sometimes you just like, oh, I have all my debuffs and stuff on this target. I don't want to switch to the emissary. I'll just cleave it. It's fine. But yeah, you got to switch. You got to switch to get that juicy buff. Honestly, versatility, 20% versatility. That's crazy. And 30% CDR. It's kind of cool. All right, there we go. Want to get on stage as quickly as possible. I think that starts the RP, and we are ready to do the little dance or the little song or the whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. We are ready to do it. Whatever it is, whatever it takes. Dun 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 dun. Oh shit, I gotta actually play the video game now. Hold on. I saw the mob spawn in and I get like reality kicked in. I'm not just trying to be sexy sax man. I'm actually I actually gotta do this. Hold on. Menacing shout gets interrupted by someone before I can even send out my Avenger's shield. That's alright. That's even better. We're going to send our Avenger's shield over there. That'll silence him and force him to move over. I could have stunned him to stop that, whatchamacallits. Stop that teleport, because it doesn't recast the teleport. It just, you know, does its thing. Or it interrupts it and that's it. Bit of a waste of a hammer there, but it's whatever. We'll have Shake the Heavens from IF tier hammer, so it'll be fine. Dun, 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 dun. All right, last thing, and then we just hammer this guy with judgments, with everything we have. I stand still when he's moving towards us because he kind of adjusts his pathing. I don't know, sorry. The boss kind of adjusts its movement pattern sometimes in a very stupid way if you move. So it's best to just stand still as the tank and let it actually figure out the quickest way to get to you. We use our extra action button here because if you look closely at the ground, you can see that there's these notes that show up and you can keep this buff rolling. It's very important to keep your damage up for this boss fight. When he does the suck in too, you want to make sure that you're looking for the note, so you let him keep you in the center, and then the notes will show up just in time for you to dash out, or as the tank you just keep standing in the center and jump up. So that's something to note. That's a really good way to keep your buff up for this fight. Sometimes the buff just runs out because the notes just don't show up, but that's just life, man. Sometimes you can do everything right and things don't work out. That got unnecessarily deep for a shitty boss explanation, but here we are. We're gonna lay on hands this person. We're going to use our extra action button here, and that will keep our buff going. Beautiful. We're getting blocked from that side, so we move around. I do have an IF tier, but I'm going to save it for the mini boss that we have to fight after this. And that should be this boss done. Very nice. Movement speed totem went down behind us, called Windrush totem. That's what it is. You can give a freedom to whoever got it. I don't know who got it. Because if you just use it on yourself, it gives it to someone else. It doesn't seem to do that for some reason. Did I give it to like an NPC or something? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Let's use Crusader Aura to get there just that little bit quicker. And I'm going to fight the boss up there, or the mini boss up there. I'm not going to move it down or anything because there's no point. There's no other mobs here that we need to worry about. Let's smack it in the face with a Judgment, drop down our Consecration, and get ready to have Shock Mines placed exactly where we want to be. We're going to get knocked back by the power kick here unless we parry it. Well, we actually parried it. That's beautiful. All right, people are smart. They're standing over there because they're ranged. And they can keep hitting the boss from over there, which is wonderful. Oh, I got so lucky. Dude, I thought that this would block me from going that way. I'm gonna wait for the Shock Mines. No, power kick goes out first. I'd rather get stunned by this. Okay, I parried. Shock mines go out. Then I'm going to move over to the other side. That could have been really annoying. not fatal, but really, really, really annoying if we had gotten knocked back into this patrol. But we didn't. All is well. 100% is here. And we're going to use some off heals on our friends here. We're ready to go into the last boss. Looking like a solid 2-star if we manage to kill this. He says, give gloves. Give gloves. I like that. But yes, looking like a solid 2-star unless we get very unlucky with this boss. Let's see here. We'll drop a Consecration and get ready to smack it in the face. Consecration again, smack it in the face. Let's go. We're going to get Eye of Tear down as quickly as possible so that we can use the thingy with the stuff. We can have Shake the Heavens up. We're going to get another hammer in soon, right about now. Keep that going. Shuri goes down. It's over there. We're looking at a square to pop over to the other side of that. We're going to use it as late as possible because why not? Some people opted for circle. That's fine. Range DPS doesn't really care as much before the divides go up. Nanak is moving over there. Nanak might get cut off from the divides, so that's not a very smart play to get really that far away. See, they have to use a teleport now to be able to hit it. We're going to go for a circle here. We're going to use circle to get back over to where Nanak was, and we can use it now. That's nice. Emissary needs to come over. Emissary is targeting freaking bear or whatever. Right, Emissary needs to die. We also need to interrupt this. We're going to hit 2 interrupts right away. Nanak has gone down because he didn't figure out how to get where he needs to go. He's over on the other side, so I can't CR him just yet. Void Emissary is at half health, which means that Soasmi gets a big DR here. Shuri goes down. It's over there. I can look for an angle to res Nanak. Okay, I'm going to go for the square to teleport over once I can. I can do that now. I'm going to teleport over and let's get Nanak up. Look, Nanak, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. He's going to take that CR. He should be safe to take it. There it is. He can take it now. Is he AFK? Or she? Sorry. I don't know. Whatever. We're looking for a circle. That means we need to use square right away, and we need to use circle now. The group is looking a little scary. They're going to opt for the triangle play. That is also perfectly viable. We're going to go for square here. I'm going to get 1 interrupt down. I can use my Avenger Shield to get the other interrupt down. Floof gets the other interrupt down, and we should be good. Nanak just sitting there AFK, dead as a doornail. I don't know, man. This is confusing. Are they upset? What happened? I don't know, man. People are porting over with the triangle. We're looking for a new Shuri. Shuri is over there. I'm going to immediately use triangle just to get to a point where I can use square to get into a safe spot. Let's do that. All right. Square is ready now. We're going to go ahead and use it. Should have used it sooner to avoid the phase slash, but I'm not that good at timing that. Emissary is over there. It's coming over to Tarfu, which is our healer, I think. And I'm going to ping it. I want a hard switch to that. We're looking for a circle teleport soon. I'm going to try and kill this before we have to port. Hammer takes care of it. There we go. It was hammer time for that one. And it so Asmi teleports to us. We can instantly interrupt her. You don't have to worry about it. Sack for Tarful here. Off heals for Tarful. Keep trying to help our friend here. He manages to live between the sack, his defensives probably, and a bunch of healing. We're kind of good. Circle is right here next to us. It's a good way to skip this circle. We use circle to skip the circle. It makes sense, honestly. So Asmi comes over. Base Slash about to go out. Not much we can do to avoid that, unfortunately. But I think we're on the other side of this thing at this point. We get a new Shuri. New Shuri is spawning in over there. We can use circle again. Okay, circle again in a moment here. We're going to use circle, move over. Base Slash gets avoided this time. Beautiful. And a hammer for the end. Kaboom. And let's give a res again to Nanak. There you go. I'm not mad, Nanak. I'm just disappointed that you didn't take the CR when you could have. Haste crit Warbound ring. Unfortunately, if it was a hero ring, I would have been very happy. But I'll take what I can get. It's just Warbound. What a run and what a commentary, guys. I feel like I'm on fire right now. Holy. We're going to hit them with the macro, shill our YouTube channel, and then we're going to peace out. What do I have? A floodgate? That'll be fun to push up. I'm okay with that. See you around. Nanak was very upset and left immediately, but that's kind of okay because they just kind of sat there dead for a very long time and didn't accept the CR. So that's interesting. And we're going to peace out from the group. That was fun as hell. I had a really good time with that run. That was really nice. I'm curious. I just want to see how many interrupts did I do? 13? I guess there's not that many things to interrupt. A bit of spam filter down there at the bottom, double technique. You can farm that, hyperlight bolts from the first pull to ancient dreads. Yeah, there's really not that much to interrupt, is there? Maybe there was just a lot of interrupts from other people, as you can see. So yeah, when you add all those up, it's pretty much nothing else left for me to get. Okay, Floof, how much healing? Oh, okay, I feel like I had to get healed quite a bit here. Let's take a look at what the actual healing is. So it's Riptide Earth Shield Chain Heal for the most part, but a good chunk is also Healing Surge. Let's see how much Healing Surge is for everyone else. It's significantly less. So I was getting quite a few Healing Surges. I have to pay a bit more attention to my health and not freak out the healer as much, but I don't think I was too horrible. Let's take a look at our uptimes on our defensive. Let's take a look here. Auras. So we're looking at 84% uptime on Consecration. That's good. We're looking at 90% Shield of the Righteous, which is pretty good. Could be higher. Should be higher. I was letting it drop quite a bit, it feels like. Maybe. I don't know. That's a little bit weird that it's only 90%. But I'll say, oh, I know why. Because in the stupid like dance boss or music boss, you have to sit there and you can't really use Shield of the Righteous because you're not like judgmenting anything or whatever. So that might have brought it down a little bit, which is fine, I think. Shake the Heavens went up from 42% to 67%. I think I could do a lot more if I just pay a lot of attention to it. But while I'm commentating, it's a little bit difficult to do. But I'm pretty happy with that. Strength in Adversity is only 42% uptime. I feel like it's because of 5 bosses, and I don't really put much focus on keeping this buff up. What I need to do is I need to use Avenger's Shield to get this buff. I could have 100% uptime on this, I believe, but unless you get very unlucky with resets. But I feel like on so many bosses, there's 5 bosses in that dungeon. I just don't care about the 3% parry I would get from using Avenger's Shield, and it doesn't do as much damage as spamming Judgment or whatever. So not too excited about that. What else is there? Yeah, even worse for Barricade of Faith. When you use Avenger's Shield, your block chance is increased. Very low. I need to use more Avenger's Shield, I guess. I don't know when the heck I'm supposed to use all this, when I'm supposed to mash my generators so I can keep Shake the Heavens up. I don't know. I gotta figure that out. 7 uses of Ardent Defender is probably not very good. 2 uses of a Guardian of Ancient Kings, but I'm pretty sure those are procs for me dipping low, if I'm gonna be honest. So I gotta use my defensives more. That's something I'm pretty bad about. I think 10s will force me to do that because of the Fortified affix. So we'll see how that works out. But either way, I don't feel like I was a struggle to keep alive for the group, or that it was a struggle for me personally to stay alive. So I'm pretty happy with how that went. So today on the stream, I'm going to try and get more 8s done, get a bit more used to the tyrannical boss fights using those 8s, and also just get a bunch of gilded crests, maybe recraft some more items to 720. That could be cool. If you want to hang out, check out either Twitch or YouTube. I'll be streaming on both platforms, whichever one you prefer, you can use. But friends, that's pretty much it for yet another episode of all tanks, all tens. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, make sure you subscribe because there's more episodes coming. If you made it to this point in the video, include the word mad in your comment because I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed, Nanak. If you do include the word mad in your comment, I'll make sure to heart it when I see it. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.